good morning, and welcome to the Target Zone. We just gonna dive straight on into this right quick. There's a few things I want to go over right now, and one thing is quantum computing, which we know that, well, some of us know that the quantum stocks is getting a lot of attention right now. Quantum is becoming the hottest new thing fueling the AI revolution. So don't be the one to look back 10 years from now and say, I wish I had invested in quantum, because you will do that. And I believe that is the next big thing is quantum. Quantum mixed with AI, the same thing NVIDIA doing. That's the big thing what they are doing right now. They are quietly positioning themselves with their hardware and their software to be the forefront of quantum. So that's what they are doing right now. Also, one date, well, I'm gonna give you two dates to really look out for. And one date is today, Rigetti. They are announcing their second quarter 2025 earnings after the market close. And then also, who else got a earnings today? And there's one other company have earnings also, but I get to that. INQ, that's quantum hardware, is already on Microsoft Azure. Microsoft CEO said the next big acceleration in the cloud is quantum. And okay, here we go. Quantum computing, their earnings are on 8/14, so look out for that date. Also, NVIDIA, they have a platform called CUDA, and they have also partnered up with INQ. And the next quantum is D-Wave. I don't know if anybody ever heard of D-Wave, but it's out there also. I bought D-Wave at $6.38, and now D-Wave is sitting at $17.55 right now. Right now, it's at a plus 175%. And moving from quantum, let's move into applied digital, that's infrastructure data centers, in which they are moving into with applied digital. CoreWeave has partnered with applied digital. Matter of fact, I bought applied digital at $9.40, and now it's at $14.52. It's up at 54%. You got Nebulis. They are in conjunction with applied digital, which that is a data center. There's a data center also. And if some of you didn't know, last week Apple invested 100 billion into the infrastructure of AI. Invested Apple. TSMC, which TSMC is Taiwan Semiconductor. I repeat, they invested 160 billion. So you guys can really see where I'm going with this. If you start to putting quantum, AI, and all of this stuff together with the data centers that they're beginning to build, they have a big data center that's in Texas, New Jersey, and if I'm not mistaken, Nevada and South Dakota, if I'm not mistaken. This is a big thing right now. Quantum and AI. Quantum and AI is like this, right? When you mix both of those together, I heard one guy use the analogy of me and the mighty Hulk. I would be the traditional computer, but then when you mix quantum and AI, Hulk would be the next computer, quantum computing. Okay, so that's what we're going to. Also, if you start to mixing AI and quantum together, let's move a little further over into the space age. You have Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab. I don't know whether have any of you even heard of Rocket Lab or even invested in Rocket Lab, but I did. One thing about Rocket Lab, I bought Rocket Lab at $17.68. Now, Rocket Lab is at $44.24 this morning. The high was $53.44, and they're right now they're at a plus 150%, y'all. That is good. So, Rocket Lab competitor, which is SpaceX, which SpaceX is the big dog. We already know that. And then you have AST Space Mobile. These are the competitors, but with Rocket Lab, they have secured several defense contracts, plus they are working on the hypersonic technology. Now, when you start to put hypersonic technology along with Palantir, AMD, when you start to putting all this together, right, Palantir, they are looking at the hypersonic, they are the companies that's going after the program, the solutions. I don't know if any of you that's listening ever been in the military, but in the military, we use solutions, strike solutions, combat solutions, to different things. So that's what we're looking at now. But also with Rocket Lab, they're working on the hypersonic technology and also the satellite constellation construction. And that's what they're looking at. Now, with hypersonic, right, the U.S. just finished some hypersonic missile projects recently, and some, I think 4 of them has been deployed to Europe. And they have a range of over 1,700 miles, which hypersonic missiles are very hard to hit because they move. They're not like I would say a Patriot missile or the other missiles, the ones they fire at the submarine. I can't even think of the name of it right now. But they don't move like that. Those missiles move in a straight line, which hypersonic missiles, they change patterns as they go. So they're hard to track unless you have hypersonic missiles tracking them. Okay. But like I say, Rocket Lab, they're in that area right there. So their competition, the AST Space Mobile, their intention is to launch 45 to 60 satellites in 2025 and 2026. So that's quite a bit, y'all. That is quite a bit. And whilst I'm thinking about it, I looked at AMD. They sitting at $172.57. But with all that being said, I forgot one thing about Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab supposed to launch the Neutron rocket probably the end of September. Now, that would be one of the big things if that really happens and if it works, right? Because what they are doing, they're looking at trying to get more military contracts so they can have larger payloads to launch into space, like to the space stations. And also they're fixing it where that rocket can come back and land on a ship out in the ocean. The same thing that SpaceX been working on, but their rocket's been exploding. But now if Rocket Lab hit this with that Neutron launch and can come back and land it, that's gonna be big time right there. So, like I say, I've already bought into Rocket Lab, but for some people, would you buy it now or would you buy it after the Neutron launch? I mean, I don't know. I already bought it, but I'm not trying to give you no advice on it. I'm just sharing what I have learned and why and when these different dates and why that I'm doing it. And like I say, I've already bought in the Rocket Lab, D-Wave, mostly all of the new quantum stocks, and they have been very impressive for me. And right now, I have made a lot of money off of these new quantum stocks just by doing contracts. And I have made a lot of money, even also just buying shares and selling them. Just buying and selling them. Options. If you read your options right, you do your homework. And I guess that's one of the biggest things what I'm going over right now. What I'm talking about, y'all, you have to do your homework. You have to do your homework. You have to look into this stuff, and you got to understand how all of this ties up together, because right here is 2025, and all of this quantum, AI, it's all tied together, and it's all going to be tied together. As a matter of fact, if you really look into all the quantum, AI, applied digital, the infrastructure data centers, the missile launches, and see, the whole thing is really tied into the, is to call it the Golden Dome. The Golden Dome that our president is talking about, having something like the same thing that Israel have, which they have the dome also. So all of this stuff is really tied in together, y'all. If you just do your homework and do your due diligence and just look at it, you'll find out that all of this is tied in together. Instead of just looking at all just the big stocks, Palantir, NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is going to be here. Palantir right now, it's sort of iffy. I had Palantir one time, but back in April when the market changed, I sold off all of my Palantir. I made my money, I made my profit, and I walked away from it. Now, if it dropped back down to the low 100s or below 100s, I probably will buy into it again. But right now at 180, no. I took my profits and I walked away. So with all that being said, y'all, enjoy your day, your Tuesday, and have a good lunch, and be safe, y'all. Have a good one.